Good evening and welcome back to Barbers Arms. We've had a nice rest off there for the springtime, already refreshed for the summer months coming up. We've got some great news to tell you tonight about some of our recent trips. Gaz has been, and we've got some great photographs of Gaz actually over in Dubai. Welcome back to Barbers Arms, episode 85 here on the British Barbers Association Facebook Live. And we've got a cracker coming up for you tonight. Me and Gaz are going to take you through what we've been doing the last 6-7 weeks while we've been off. And some fantastic trips for Barbers Arms. Around about 8:15, we've got Andreas Stavrou, who is the new chair for the fellowship, newly appointed just on Monday. So coming here first on Barbers Arms and at 8:45. We're going to head over to Malaysia to interview one of my good friends. He's the lead educator for Southeast Asia for Wahl, and he's got his own barbershop over there. And that's the amazing Kervin Hiew, who's going to be joining us on an international visit. Gary, welcome back to Barbers Arms, episode 85. Are you all set?
Well, thank you, Mr. Simon Shaw. It seems, I don't know about you, but it seems absolutely an age since we've been on. I think you're right, we're about 7 weeks, 25th of March. We were last on live. It seems like an age away. Just before we get going, can we just say, remember the last episode, Mr. Jack Maud and Lin all the way from China, was our last guests on the show. Thank you to them for giving us their time and coming on the show. To be honest, I don't know what we had for. I don't know how many viewers we had on that show. To be honest, it's one thing I didn't check.
But a low viewing number, that, guys. I've got them here, just over 31,000.
31,000. I mean, you'd still be proud of that anyway, wouldn't you? You know, 31,000 views. But he's not what we used to, I will admit. But hopefully we've got some.
Stoke get every week.
It's what, sorry?
It's more than Stoke City get every week.
Only just 28,000. You know, we're not too bad. You know, we're not too shoddy. Hey, we've had, for all the Vale fans out there, they just hit the playoffs. Did you notice?
Saw that last night. Yeah, did who did they beat? Was it Mansfield?
No, Swindon.
It was playing Mansfield then, aren't they, in final?
Yeah, so we've got a lot of local people who are jumping up and down right at this moment. It's made their decade. I think it's 29 years, something like that, since they last made the playoffs. So it's they've got a Wembley-bound trip next week.
Up from you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not far from us at all. It's about, I don't know, half a mile, something like that, the stadium for that. Robbie's there at the beginning of June. He's playing there. So Robbie Williams. There. Yeah.
When I was singing Robbie Williams songs in Dubai, you said to me you'd take me to the Port Vale Stadium to do it. Tonight, guys, you'll get some previews coming up as well. We did some great filming over in Dubai. We saw some great guys over there as well. And tonight you get a little snippet of what's going to be coming up on the next 2 or 3 episodes on Barbers Arms about mine and Gaz's trip, and it was quite entertaining. Even to the day we were going back on the airport, we stopped off at our good friend's Sunil, and we went to his new fantastic shop, which is UB Grooming, and we had some little treatments there. I had a little beard trim. I had my toes done. I had my eyebrows done. Gaz were a bit perplexed from the night before, so they said, "Do you want a massage?" And Gary had a massage, and so hopefully we're going to see some photographs of when I sneaked into the room and saw Gary having a very relaxing. I don't even think you felt any of the massage. You were just asleep, weren't you?
She was very good, to be honest. It was very. I don't like getting my little cute body out. You know that by rooming with me. You know, I'm very, very shy and don't like being seen and knocking about with clothes on. So the
photographs are going to be worth some money then. What are you doing?
I've taken a leaf out of your book. I've let you go lead the beers tonight. We're doing our cider night tonight, so we've got the Inches cider. So we've had this on the show before, haven't we?
It is nice, refreshing. If we've got the nice weather, which we haven't, it'd be even nicer, but nice and refreshing. It's just like drinking apples.
Cheers.
Guys, hope you have all had a good 5 or 6 weeks since last time we were on. I think there's lots of things been happening in the industry. Everybody's fully merged back into normality. I heard a comment last week, Gary, as well, that somebody said to me, I could just do another lockdown, not for the pandemic side of it, but just for a rest. And I'm like, no, keep going because I think everybody's just getting back to that pace. I'm sure some of you that's been travelling away as well have had the issues about airports. I mean, me and Gary suffered it. I've suffered it a few times since I've come back from Dubai as well, getting through airports and stuff like that. So I've got a few tips for you later, how to get through. I told Danny Robinson some of these because he went, and one of them is faking an injury to get through the queues, but it didn't work because mine were, I've got to get out these queues. I feel claustrophobic. He said to me, "You're not going forward because how are you going to go on the plane for 7 hours?" So you're quite right. It didn't really work that way. But there's a few other bits and pieces to help you through those airport security queues as well. Hope that all your barbershops have been back nice and busy in your hairdressing salons. And tonight we're going to, for the first time, we're going to interview the brand new chair of the fellowship coming up very shortly. And he's going to tell us all about the new executive board that's been formed by the fellowship. And a new era is on the dawn for the Fellowship for British Hairdressing. So that's all coming up on tonight's show, Gary.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny you should say that about people saying that we need a rep. We've been absolutely chocker at the moment. I mean, this time of year is usually good anyway because people are going away, but exceptionally because everybody seems to wants to go away or be somewhere else at the moment, don't they? I think, we've had stag do's, jolly boy outings, we've been to Dubai, but we've been coming and going all year, and I think people are on just a big catch up. They need to be away, they need to feel the sun on the back, and I think a lot of people are wanting to get away. So it's really good for people. Don't realise how seasonal our business is, and when people want to go away and weddings are in full flow, we've got a couple of really, really nice wedding venues very close to us, and they're working something like 5 days a week at the moment. They're having weddings 5 days a week. It's just gone crazy.
That's good for all the economy as well because everybody wants their hairs cut in. I was just reading something earlier about a local barber in Barnsley. Just say, we're now booked up 3 weeks in advance, 5 barbers. It's fantastic to read it, like booking. We're getting an extra member of staff, but booking early. Try and use the apps and everything. And I think generally there's a good feel factor around there about everybody's just getting back, everybody's getting back to like spending money, going on holiday, enjoying themselves. And I still think there's a few issues about there. I think anybody who wants to put on any posts or write into us about any energy bills as well. That's really said this week about people's energy bills being really high. I spoke to one guy down in Cambridge and his energy bills were nearly as much as the rent on his shop, which is a little bit scary coming that you've got a little bit more of that to come in October as well. Good luck to Jack Benson. I think this weekend our good friend Jack, aka Ludlow, he is over in Dubai and he's got a fight this weekend, a professional white collar boxing fight in Dubai. So good luck to Jack. We met up with Jack, didn't we, Gary, while we're out in Dubai?
Yeah, he's looking good as well. I mean, he's a bit up and down with his weight and everything, but it's the best I've seen him look for a long time. Obviously, he's training for a fight, so he should do. But he is a bit of a fighter anyway, isn't he? He's always done that. He's always had the summer off or had the winter off and then trained in the summer. So he's one of the guys.
I'd struggle in Dubai to do that. We had those days where we had a few days where we were a bit rough from the night before. And I think there was one day where we 2 days we had on the beach. We had 2 days on the beach where it was just kind of 20 minutes, half an hour, 41 degrees, by the way, guys. Never known it before in April to be that hot. And I think we had half an hour sunbathing and then half an hour in the water, which didn't really refresh you because that were about 35 degrees as well. No alcohol through the day, which were good. And then we retired around about 4:30 to Lock, Stock and Barrel pub, which were always nice, weren't it?
Don't say this trip's been a working trip for me, you don't have to let too many secrets out, but it was very, very nice. I didn't realise how liberal it was as well. Dubai's really changed in the last couple of years. So certainly from my last trip, and it was Ramadan as well, which surprised me even more. So it's the place to go, definitely, for some early sun. It's absolutely beautiful, and the place is still, I'm not saying it's a building site, but there's stuff going up all the way as well. Some more things that are coming up throughout the show. We've got the Barbers Digest that's coming out. It's available. I think emails went out yesterday. It's now available. So if you want to open your emails, those who are registered with the British Barbers, if not, go to britishbarbers.com and access the Reader's Digest. It's absolutely fantastic. We've got some great some interviews in there and some news items. So it's really worth having a look. Anybody who's got 5 minutes in between clients, get that up online and you can access that free of charge.
Yes, and our social media sites, we've not said this for a few weeks, but Simon Shaw Wahl, that's my Insta. Gaz's Insta is the British Barbers, and Barbers_arms, them's all our Instagram accounts. If you want to have a look at our website or the previous episodes and the podcast, that's the barbersarms.co.uk. And for our email, if you want to email us with anything, it is barbersarms@thebritishbarber.com. Them's our socials. Tonight, we've got like 2 diverse guests. I mean, we're going to go, when we go over to Malaysia, Kervin's got a fantastic barbershop in Malaysia. And I've travelled all over the world with Kervin, to be fair. He's our lead educator in Southeast Asia. But I didn't know. I spoke to him this morning, which was like their afternoon, I think. And he's getting up at 3 o'clock this morning. It's 3 o'clock a.m. for him to do this show. So when did he start? I'm not sure.
What a start. We've got, as you've just said, and I've just noticed on the feed, Andreas has got a sense of humour as well, because he's just sent in, I'm sick, can't make the podcast tonight, fellas. So yeah, I take it that's a bit of a ruse for us. I've just noticed that.
Well, he wasn't expecting me to kick off with him, so we'll have him for that one, because I just said, you okay? And he went, yeah, of course I am. I'm ready. I'm just like pulling your leg. I'm like, I'll get you back. We have this, we've got this kind of chat going with each other when we're at meetings and stuff that no one else understands, but I can't share it with anybody tonight, but it's like a code word and a coding for different things, which is really good, but it'd be great to get him on tonight. Coming up as well, we've got some great guests coming up over the next 3 or 4 weeks, not only here in the UK, but also over in America as well. So stay tuned. At the end of this show, we'll tell you what's coming up on Barbers Arms. I think we've got next couple of Fridays, then we're going to drop into some Wednesdays. And you know, our aim is to try to do 2 a month or 3 a month now up until the fall, autumn time, as we build up through the next 2 exhibitions, which is Barber Connect and Barber Fest in July, and then building up to the big one at Salon International later in the year. The
thing with the next week's show is we're going to showcase our Dubai trip, aren't we, as well? So
Dubai next week.
Yeah, we've got our interview with Chris Brown, who's one of the owners of Chaps. He's one of the partners of Chaps, and we'll be showcasing their new Bloomingdale location in Dubai Mall that we filmed, we pre-recorded. So that should be really interesting. We'll have a little giggle there. We'll see how much weight we put on. Because you only see us from this way up, don't we?
So horrendous. I hope production's really slimmed it out. I was very lucky on Monday that Nick Irwin. He organised the photo shoot for all the new members of the fellowship, and we had his photographs done at Rankin Studio in London, the famous Rankin Studio, and it's good, but we could have done with his expertise on that video. Because have you ever watched the Wombles?
Yeah,
we're like the Weeble Wombles walking in. Our limps were in cohesion with each other. Fucking disaster. Absolute disaster.
Do you know what? When you were saying about little tips and tricks about getting through the airport queue, we should have taken turns pushing each other through in a wheelchair, shouldn't we? It'd be something off Spitting Image or something, or
You're laughing, but I did try that one when going to Belfast last week. The queues were just horrific. I got there 3 hours early for a flight to Belfast, and I'd literally got through security, went straight to the plane. And then I got on the plane, and then, it doesn't ever happen, but it sometimes happens in threes to me. And when you get the tannoy consignment, sure, please come to the front of the plane. And I'm like, no, don't, because there were rumours that the plane were overbooked. Basically, I went down down the steps. He got my case there. I thought, they're going to bump me on this flight here, which is going to be a disaster. Been up since 4 a.m. And basically, one of my clippers in my case had switched on. Got security there. What's in there? Oh, it's a clipper. Carries vibrators. I don't know. Anyway, I think we're ready to get over to our first guest, Gaz, here on Barbers Arms. It's great to be back here on episode 85, nearly 9 million views. Thank you to everybody. It seems a long time since we started this podcast, but it's really nice and exciting to be back with you all. So without further ado, and this is hot news, this is hot off the press. On Monday, this individual has all been with the fellowship for years. He's been an ex-Fame team mentor, got a fantastic career in the industry, which we're going to talk about, but he's the new chair of the Fellowship for British Hairdressing. As from Monday, ladies and gentlemen, I'm introducing you to the new chair of the Fellowship, Mr. Andreas Stavrou.
Hello, mate. How you doing? How you doing, Gary? Everyone all right?
Lovely to meet you, mate. I tell you what, how you sound and how you look, you don't do your name justice.
That is not the best way to start. I feel sick, so yeah. Hey, well, Simon, you're doing. Look, I know I tried to wind Simon up at the beginning, like 10 minutes before we were about to go on. I'm like, mate, I'm sick. I can't make it. Sorry, you're all right. And he's, bless him though. To be fair to Simon, this shows the character of the man. What I wanted to get back was a reaction like, what the fuck? But actually, he was just caring and said, you all right, mate? I'm like, fuck, he's diffused it totally.
Inside, I was like, Dick, what's wrong with you? But I thought, let me just be like correct here. Are you okay?
Oh, God. Pleasure, guys. Thank you very much. And thank you for joining me in my bar, which is the Spotted Pig in West Village, New York. If you ever get a chance to go there, it was one of the very first gastro pubs in New York. Superb. And as you know, New York's one of the best places for that type of food. So I thought I'd choose that one.
Perfect. Well, fitting backdrop. Are you drinking tonight? Are you partaking?
Actually, yes, I am. Right. Oh, you can't see it. Hang on.
Oh, you got it.
It's my favourite. From a beer perspective, it's my favourite. If I have I'm not massive on drinking spirits, if I'm honest with you. It kind of makes me a bit angry, and I don't want to be angry. So what I do is I'll drink like a mojito or something like that, which is, I like that. But pretty much it's, you know.
Very fit. Very fitting with our next guest, that choice of beer.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought I'd do that in honour, you know, of that. It's brilliant. I even had Japanese food last night just to prepare.
I'm going to go into my back house, Gaz.
All right.
So you were drinking apples earlier, Simon.
Yeah, it was very nice, to be fair. This is more like one of my favourite drinks when I used to go into Workingmen's Club with my granddad underage. He used to get me a little lager and blackcurrant. This is the raspberry.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
He just took some rubbish, I tell you.
You know what, we used to, I hear him though, because we're kind of similar age group. We used to bunk up school we didn't bunk up school a lot because it was good fun at school, but because we were so naughty and it was enjoyable. But during the break, one of my really good lifelong friends, his grandparents owned a pub literally around the corner from where the school was. And these are the days when you used to close between, like, you had the afternoon session close and then you'd open for the evening. We would just pop in there and have a little tipple and then go back to school. Terrible. I'm not painting a very good picture, am I?
Well, it's funny you should say that, because me and Simon were exactly the same. As you said, we come from the same era. Yeah. Just before we go any further,
yes,
some people out there in the industry, and we have people watching from all over the world, and obviously the Fellowship is a very recognisable brand. But just for our viewers, just give us your background, not particularly the Fellowship, just your background, how you got into hairdressing, or I don't even know if you were in hairdressing, but what your background was, where you are and where you are now, whereabouts in your career you are now.
I think I am where I originally wanted to be right from the word go. Originally I was going to college to do art and fashion and textiles. But when I went to enroll into that college, which was an art school, pretty good at art school, they said, you mess around too much at school. Your school report shows you're good at sport, you're good at art, but you mess around too much. So you don't really have the qualifications you're looking for. And I was quite determined, which is kind of my character anyway. If I've got my mind on something, I'm very determined to go and get it. So they said, look, you've got talent in your hands. So go to a college, earn some more O-levels, which is what it was at the time, come back a year later. I did that. I went to college, and then I met a girl that was training to be a hairdresser. And this is really great because at the time, she was training the colleges at that stage. Well, at least the one I went to is the same one she went to. We're very strict on getting the standard right to maintain the British standard of hairdressing, which I know globally because I've travelled the globe like you guys do, and we know that the British hairdressing is the best in the world. It's definitely reputed as being the best. So anyway, she was training and she said, "Oh look, I'm going to the Laurel Hair Colour Trophy. Will you come along?" I said, "Yeah, I'll go and support her." And the minute I walked in the room, I thought, "That's what I want to do." It was just a light. I mean, literally, I'll never forget that moment. You're talking many. I don't even want to tell you how many years ago it was, but it was a long time ago. And that's really what made me look at the industry and think, "Oh my God, that's immediate. You're completely molding effectively a fabric, you know, which is hair, which we know as hair, into incredible shapes and colours." So that's really what I want to do. But actually, when I said at the beginning of what at the top, I'm now in a position in my career that I wanted to do right from the word go, which is content creation, brand development, shoot production, creative direction, you know, big brand thinking as well about direction, kind of, you know, where they desire they want to be, where they are now, and the journey through that and the creative process. One of the things I love the most about what I do, and the different brands I've worked for, I've worked in those capacities all the way through, as well as working within them to onboard people and get them into right frame of mind, so when they go out, they're operating at the best level. But creative is my thing. It always has been. You know, whether it's art, which I love doing art as well, and working with artists. But it's the people, actually, more than anything, it's the people. I have a love and a passion for the people. But I think it's my purpose anyway to do this.
So is it right to say you're a fixer, coaching? You know, you bring people on, you give them the vehicle and the tools to express them.
Yeah, I think that's quite a good analogy, actually. I mean, specifically, like I've always been, I did karate for most of my life as well. I used to compete for the British team. And one of the things I always did, even when I was training for big tournaments, international tournaments, I was still teaching my club and bringing people through. It's always been in my nature is to coach, guide, help, support in any way possible, and the right way possible, all of the young talent coming through. And it's the same in the industry. So I think Simon mentioned earlier that I've been like a co-mentor for the Fame team with Nick Owen, with Bruno Giamatti, Errol Douglas. I was in that position for about eight years, and it was one of the main reasons why I started actually really working very closely with the fellowship, was to help drive and give opportunity for the young talent coming through. And if I can fix something, yeah, I am a bit of a fixer in that respect. I think if I've got any talent at all, I would say that it's about recognizing great people at what they do and bringing them together.
Great.
Well, you've seen Barbers Arms, we know you have. We've been trying to get for a few months, so you know what's coming up. We're going to ask some career questions, and we'll finish off with a little bit of fun. Just a quick hello to some people who has joined us, some of our favourite fans as well. Sherelle McCann, Sherelle, hope you're well. Hope you're having a good start of the summer. Halim Akin, one of our famous hairdressers from India. I see you travelling all over the world in private jets and an array of Louis Vuitton luggage. What the fuck is happening, mate? You must be rolling in it. Leanne Jones from Wales and Alex Woolerton, number 10. My old son is watching us right now. Andreas,
yes.
First question. It's got to come, and we've got to tell everybody.
Come on.
Tell us about this new. I know I'm part of it, but I want you to tell the world all about this new fellowship, your new rollers chair, and the new executive board. Who's on it? What's it all about?
Yeah, cool. Okay, so look, the Fellowship British Hairdressing, 75 years in the making. An incredible organisation, all about creativity and opportunity. Literally, that is it in a nutshell. We give opportunity to anybody that wants to be able to better what they're doing in their career, wants to progress either through business, creativity, networking. It's what the fellowship's there for, and it's about bringing people in to the family, into the fold, and giving them an opportunity to work with some of the best hairdressers in the world. You know, it really is. So to carry on doing that, I mean, I think if I roll back a couple of years, you know, lockdown actually done us a massive favour. Although it was really hard it was hard to tread through, but it gave us an opportunity to kind of like step back and look at it from a distance. And it's always better when you can do that. When you're in it, you know what it's like. You're like this, and you have to have the strength to be able to step back and look at it and go, okay, actually, where are we going? What does it stand for? And we're about diversity. We're about inclusion. I mean, this industry is absolutely about that, you know. And I see so much the way men's hair fashion, men's barbering, hairdressing, this is coming together. There's going to be a convergence. I reckon by 2025 there'll be a huge convergence where it's about doing hair. You know, and the amount that we can learn from how the precision of. I trained as a barber as well. Scissor over comb, everything was scissor over comb, then the clippers, and then working things together, proper historical cuts. So I get that side, and I get the side from the hair as well. But the fellowship is about all of it. It brings everybody together. It's the whole point. I mean, I'm really honoured to be working with Simon as head of education. He's definitely going to bring everybody from the barbers world into what we're doing. We have 9 people, which are the actual exec board. Each one of them are multi-award winning in their own field. It's lovely. I mean, we've got Rob Eaton, for example, who is our current president. And I'm so happy to be working with him, such an incredible character. And it's two times British Hairdresser. That's insane, right? And he's now our current president. We have Ashley Hodges. So also, just one thing about Rob as well. Rob is such he's quite stealth, right? Because he's such an incredible character, but he's very, very determined as well, and very, very definite. But he delivers it in such a great way. So he comes from a great family tradition, salon based, you know, but he's international too. And then we've got Ashley Hodges, who is our she holds us to account. Ashley, especially on inclusion, diversity, you know, sustainability and things like that, which is exactly what the fellowship and what we as an organisation need to be championing and supporting as well. So she's the vice president. I have Carolina Saunders, or we have rather Carolina Saunders, salon owner, super creative, works in both the salon and the session world. She's heading up as chancellor, so she'll be taking care of all of the. We do it all together as a team, but she's the lead point on the awards. All of the major events, like, for example, the luncheon and awards, 5th of December, everybody, get there, absolutely. Please come, because, well, actually, please come if you can get a ticket, but get there, because it's a great day, incredible day. So Carolina heads up that. There's myself as chair. Essentially, I'm going to be there to guide and help and work with the team. I work on the magazine, I work on the design. I work with Nick Irwin, who's going to be head of creative on the aesthetic of the brand as we're morphing and changing and kind of like evolving into where we should be. You know, I'm not saying where we should be. It's not that we're not in a good position now. We're always looking to improve, as all of us should do anyway. I don't think we're never the finished article, right? We're always improving. So I've got an amazing vice chair as well, who is Michelle Griffin. Michelle Griffin is a good friend too, but from business, again, very stealth, but very switched on, very focused. Incredible business that she runs herself individually. So, like I say, this exec board, it covers every area. We've got session from Nick and Ashley. We've got the salon world from Rob. We've got barbers. We are so happy about this bit. I am particularly happy about this bit. And I'm not saying it because I'm on this podcast. It's what I believe. It's what I feel. Is to bring this part into our world. You know, there is no separation. It's about doing hair.
And the fellowship link, guys, is on your screens right now. So if you're
come check us out. Come be part of it. Seriously, so it is very much. It's about opportunity through creativity. Getting on stage, cutting your teeth on stage, going on the big stages. We're doing our own events, and learning from some of the best people in the world. We've also put the link in the chat as well for you guys as well. So it's in the chat as well, guys. I've been a member at Fellowship for like 20. We're near on 30 years now. And have you? Is it that long? Bloody hell.
Yeah, 30 years. First ever one I went to was at Hammersmith Le Palais.
Wow, that's incredible.
Sola and Charlie Miller on stage.
Yeah, I mean, you've got Charlie Miller. Oh, he is such a that whole family is an incredibly talented family. And actually, talking about Scotland as well, you brilliant segue, Simon, because you know we've got Colin McAndrew from Medusa, who's head of business, again a multi-award-winning business guru for sound, also super creative. The great thing is we got art and commerce working really well together, and I think it needs to be that way. We have Ken Picton as well, who is our past president before Simon, he's past chancellor. You know, he's again a very successful multi-award-winning business owner who's also a creative, which is fantastic. You know, we've got a very powerful team, and the vision for the fellowship is to be more inclusive, is to give more opportunity, is to continue the great work that's gone before. Actually, we mustn't forget the great work that's gone before and the people that have been involved in this. You know, patrons as Vidal Sassoon, you know, Trevor Sorby, Anne Herman. If any of you know who Anne Herman is, we call her the Hermanator. She's about 4'11". She's the most powerful woman I know. She calls me her boyfriend. She's my girlfriend. She's 96 years old, but she's the most switched on, incredible character I think I've ever met, and has an amazing ability that if she picks up the phone to you, it's the only person I know that if she phones you, you call her back in 5 minutes. You don't wait. It's wonderful, wonderful position for that. I think it's incredible. But I'm really, I think you can tell, I'm really buzzed about what's coming for the fellowship. And you know, Simon, you know, we as friends we get on, and as business we get on too. And I think that's what a great place to be, you know, because it really doesn't feel like we're doing work. I mean, I've got to say though, since Monday, I feel like I've had a stroke since Monday, the amount of work that's come out the back of our meeting. But we had a great meeting on Monday. This was our first exec meeting. We had a press conference. These are all new things that have not really, was the press conference specifically, but the location of where we had our first meeting, which is the penthouse at Anroy, which is Rankin, the world famous Rankin photographer. He's a friend, also he's a friend to the fellowship too. So we had his apartment, which he now obviously he also rents that out as a shoot space for lifestyle shoots, but completely different atmosphere. And this is what we're looking to maintain. You can't ask people to see you in a different light if you don't embody it. So this is exactly what we're doing. We're embodying.
So Andreas, from a point of view of a member, you know, we have members watching. You know, we're members, obviously. Yeah. What's pushed this? I mean, you've had boards before. You've had you know, all these positions. I know there's been change at the top. You know, with presidents and with you know, different people who are working to, you know, Barry Stevens and all the. What's been the push, or what's been the push? You know, what's been the guiding light behind all this? Have we recognised something? Is there something missing? What was the whole push behind this?
You know what? It's Gary. What a great question. Actually, it's a sort of huge question. We could be here for an hour talking about it, but I'll try and.
Well, just very quickly.
I'll try and be swift. Look, we're innovators. The industry is full of punk attitude, innovative people. It's one of the things Rankin loves about the industry so much is the punk attitude. And sometimes you need to hit base level. And the pandemic did that. But it gave us an opportunity to step back and look and go, actually, we need to do this, and this now. The council, as it was before, which is now the exec, changed every 2 years. So, but what we managed to do because of the pandemic was keep people in positions for 3 to 4 years. Why do you think your parliament, you're in position for 4 years? You have to. You implement something, takes a year. You start to see the fruition of it or the fruit of it 2 years down the line. So it's a continuation. Look, the world's changing. And I mean our world is changing. The way people are working, what they're looking at, how they consume their media. I mean, it's changing on a daily basis. You know, we've got guys coming through now that I know. They're like 16, 17. They think Facebook's for old people. You know, and we would probably still think Facebook's like, wow. You know, but we have to keep the finger on the pulse. So it's about being mindful, actually, and being present, being mindful of what's going on, being aware, and not burying your head in the sand and going, like, okay, this is who we are. You know, look, you know, we're never the finished article, any of us. So it's about, you know, recognizing that. So the pandemic did it, Gary. If we're going to be honest, the pandemic did give us the opportunity to step back, look at it, and go, do you know what? There's so many things we could improve here. Or actually, sorry, I don't want to be disrespectful to what's gone before, because this organisation's been going for 75 years and has had some of the most amazing people at the top. But we are in different times now, and we have to recognise that and be flexible and be agile. And I'm so proud of being part of this new exec because of the people that are on it. And Monday's meeting, Simon, what was it like? It was energy.
The venue set it off, but you know, I echo your excitement levels. I'm going to try and change my number and my email address next week because I'm fed up of speaking to Barry.
Well, do you know what? Brilliant again, Simon. I got to say, Barry Stevens, he has been the most dynamic. He doesn't always speak that loudly about what he's doing, about who he is, because he's a reserved character, but he knows what he's doing, and I think he's been a brilliant driving force, as was Ken, as will be Rob. You know, I mean, Rob.
Yeah, sure.
But you know, we can thank a lot Barry Stevens for actually the position we're in now. You know, getting this exec together in the way that we've done it.
So look, over the next couple of weeks, guys, with my role as education with a fellowship, and I'm sure we're going to have different guests on from the board over the next months or so. You'll see in all your press, our social media and everything, you're going to see not the new look fellowship, but a new direction in terms of what the board is together, the dynamics. So that's all coming up. Changing the subject a little bit. The link for the fellowship as well is in your chat as well. So, Andreas,
yes.
Looking at different questions then, and you've just took the chair on as the fellowship.
Yeah.
And you've had quite a different background in hairdressing, barbering, starting off in those early days and work with fellowship and then moving into creatives and brand. If you could be the chair of one company for like 1 week, which company would you like to chair?
Jean Provocateur.
No reason for that particularly.
You want to think about it?
No. No.
Would you pick the week of photo shoot?
Say that again. I didn't hear that.
Would you pick the week of the photo shoot?
Week.
Well, you know, one of my friends, he got a great job actually. You'll know him actually, Gary. MK.
Yeah.
MK's the guy who does all the designs and patterns on people's head. There's loads of them out there. Chris Foster, Michael.
Yeah. I know who you mean.
And he got the job
Oh,
where he did patterns on down below.
Did he?
Yeah.
Did he? My mate used to shoot all the stuff for Tim Brett Day. Used to shoot all the stuff for Agent Provocateur as well. And we used to see. I think it's quite a few years ago. I mean, I still think he does a little bit for them sporadically, but he had, with the compilation where they had everybody coming together, Daisy Lowe, people. I mean, it was an incredible bit of photography. You treat them all separate. I'm talking rubbish, of course. So I've
just seen some this week at some fashion show where some Gucci patterns have been put into people's heads as well, which are really good. So I think
there's a lot going on at the moment. Yeah,
lots of that. People are asking questions here. You seem very up about the fellowship. What do you do to relax? What's your favourite thing that you do to relax?
Do you know what? It's going to sound really naff, right? But I just sit and look out my window where I live. I'm really lucky where I live. I've got a great view. And when I relax, I do that. I play a bit of jazz, art pepper. I'm not a massive drinker. I never have been, but I can have a few. Macho, I can have a few, but I'm not a massive drinker. So I like cooking, but mostly I like looking out the window, actually. I know it's naff and a bit boring, but I like looking out the window.
Where's your view of? Where do you live? Andreas?
I live in southeast London in Greenwich, but I'm lucky. I kind of live on the river, not right on it, but I'm close to it. And my view, so I'm looking out the window now, and I've got Canary Wharf in front of me, and I can see like from Battersea Power Station all the way through to the Cutty Sark. So I can see all of London. So that's why it never gets boring.
Oh, what a place to stay when we come down there.
Oh yeah, you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. We've got a really nice communal roof garden. It's huge as well. We can go up there and have a few drinks. It's great fun, especially in the summer.
Perfect.
Well, I might do that or have a ride in your new car, but I'm not going to say what your new car is.
No, don't tell anybody. Yeah.
Very, very nice, by the way. So I'll have both cars. I'll be looking out a window when I've had about 8 pints. Not too bad, because I can't move. And then I'll have a ride in your car.
Yeah.
So I know you're the chair of and I know this is not your only job, and I know Simon's joked about how much work's involved, and over the years we've sat on different boards and different panels, and it takes up a lot of your time. What's the next thing for Andreas Stavrou? What are you actually doing? What's in the pipeline for you then?
I think I've got a little bit of a in the next couple of weeks. I've got a really big kind of gig that I kind of want to get over the line. It's a brand development. It's a category development. In my time I've done product development. I've got patents for a product against my name when I used to work for a really prominent brand. I've worked for two of the biggest brands global, that are either through reputation or through turnover and reputation. Creative stuff. I've got about 4 clients at the moment that I work for, that I work on their creative direction, their branding. But I've got a big one coming up that I'm really looking forward to getting my teeth into. So,
brilliant.
Yeah. I can't give you the detail yet. I can't, but I don't want to jinx it. You know what I mean? But there's something coming up very, very soon. We start having the conversation. We start having the conversation.
Next time we see you and there isn't 40,000-50,000 people listening, we'll have a chat then.
Yeah. Nice. I bet they not freaking join.
Don't forget to follow me on Simon Shaw. Wahl Gaz is the British Barber, and Barbers_arms is our Instagram accounts, and then we've got the barbersarms.co.uk is our website. All the past 84 episodes and podcasts will be on there, up and coming shows. And if you want to email us, it is at thebarbersarms@thebritishbarber.com. Andreas, we're going to finish off with some quick fire questions. I hope the board's watching, so they get a little bit to know who you are. One question's a new one at the end, so let's see who's on the list. What's your favourite drink?
Mojito.
Favourite holiday destination?
Hong Kong. Holiday, actually, I don't know. Holiday. Lake Como, Italy. Anywhere in Italy.
What's your favourite music?
Jazz. Nice.
Favourite food?
My own food.
Homemade.
Yeah, no, I do like homemade. Yeah, if I'm going out to a restaurant, probably.
Oh, nice. We went to
probably Thai, actually. Probably Thai. Yeah, probably Thai.
What was that restaurant we went to in Covent Garden, the French one?
That was good as well. But yeah, Balthazar. They've got one in London. They got the other ones in Meatpacking in New York. Yeah, it's cool. It's good. It was nice, wasn't it, Si?
Yeah, very nice. The last question is, if you could take 3 guests on a desert island for a dinner date, who would the 3 guests be?
Oh God, that is a really good one. 3 guests. Elon Musk would be one because he's just nuts. Just God knows what's going through his mind, but I want some of it. I think I would like to take Giselle. She's a model, but a very talented human being. And my mum. There you go. Bless her. God rest her soul. She'll be the one I would want to take more. So.
Nice. They're not easy. That I got asked that question.
Really not easy because there's many people. But
if you say one person it's just a bit easy because you just fetch something that's very random. You can fetch them back from dead. A lot of people will say Elvis or a president or a prime minister. You can read it easy. When you got to take 3 though, it's like leaving somebody out, and it's like
No, it's really what, and I wasn't expecting, because I didn't know any of the questions you were going to ask. I mean, I've seen how you do it before, but I certainly wasn't expecting that.
Well, here we have Andreas.
Andrew, he's over there.
The new chair of the fellowship. He's having his favourite drink, which is a mojito. He's doing all this in Lake Como's. This is some nice jazz music. He's having his own cooked food. I don't know how he's going to do that on the lake, but he's going to do it. And he's doing all this with Elon Musk, Giselle, and his mum, Andreas. Thank you for being a guest on Barbers Arms. We'll speak over the weekend. Adios, amigo.
Lovely. Thanks, Gary. You guys are doing a great thing here. I love it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time, sir. It's been an absolute pleasure. Hope to see you in person very soon.
You will, mate. You will. No worries. All right. Take care, everyone. Cheers.
Bye-bye. So, guys, got a nice introduction there to the fellowship from the new chair.
Yeah, I mean, he seems a nice fella. I will admit, I'll hold my hands up. I didn't know Andre at all from previous encounters. Probably seen him across the room somewhere and some do somewhere, but never actually spoke to him in person. So, yeah, that's another one ticked off the list. Very nice fella. And, what a place to live as well. Fantastic.
Yeah, oh, yeah. He spoke to me about a month ago, and there was a fire across the road on a block of flats across the road from him. He was looking down, and it's kind of like, I was FaceTiming him, and it was like pretty bad. But he has got an amazing view there where he is. And spending a few days in London last week, we was over at Camden Lock and Kentish Town, and we had some great views from where we were staying. We were very lucky staying. Well, we did some filming in a penthouse, and I stayed in a penthouse. It was very nice, really good. And you just realise how fantastic this country is, and what some amazing parts of London I still haven't seen.
I know. Well, that particular place, I mean, it must have been used. Those views and those panning, for pan around that from where he lives, that must have been used in so many films over the years. It must be a spot where everybody goes to, because I mean, I know that part of London as well, and it's it's a great place, and it's good for getting round as well. And you're in it but out of it at the same time. So very good.
Well, I think we're ready, guys, for a sneak preview of what me and Gary got up to in Dubai. A little preview coming up right now.
Can't hear you. Simon.
Sorry, I've gone on mute. I'm listening to you in background say, go on mute, and you're on it. Guys, next week will be our show of Dubai, episode 86. It'll be coming up next week. So stay tuned. There's some funny bits in there, and I'm sure you get a kind of gist of what happened in Dubai. And we've got some great interviews with the guys at Chaps. If you're ever going on holiday, I speak to loads of barbers, and I think Danny Robinson said he'd gone and got an haircut and a beard trim while he's been over there in different shops. But if you get a chance, guys, if you're going to go out, go on into one of the barber shops in Dubai, you can get into Chaps. treat yourself to a nice service, and it is a different level. It's a real luxury, Gaz, isn't it? It's 5-star.
Oh, I mean, it's like anywhere you can get a £3 haircut or £5 haircut, and you can get a 45 quid haircut. But if you sort and look for the nicer places, you will be in for a treat. Nobody does it better than some of the places out there. And we've got a very good friend that we visited as well, Sunil. I hope you're watching, Sunil, or catching it up I know he watches the show. He was an absolute gentleman. He looked after us unbelievably. I had a massage. Simon had a clean up, and your feet done. You had your trotters done, didn't you? They got the grind.
At one point, I got things sticking out my ears and my nose. There were 2 people on my feet with grinders, and Sunil was shaping my beard, and it was like, just carry on. I could have just done it at the same time. I had the full works, but yes, Sunil's got a beautiful salon in Damak Towers 2 in downtown Dubai. Beautiful slot, high luxury barbershop. And it's in the DIFC area of Dubai, and it's a beautiful, beautiful venue. So if you get a chance, guys, as barbers, when you're going out there, hairdressers, taking your husband out there, treat him for an haircut and a beard shave. It's one of those nice experiences. You can't stay too much out in the sun, so you've got to get back indoors, and what a way to relax by having your beard done as well.
Do you know what? I think the thing is as well, we don't do that. We don't celebrate that enough out here. I mean, we've got barbershops ourselves. You've got to be in the right location. Obviously, you've got to have the clients that will take you up on those services. You can't have staff standing around. But he's got young ladies there who'll do your manicures, pedicures, massages. You've got private treatment rooms. It's the full bag of tricks. It's the full package out there, and it's the level of service is beautiful. But it is a holiday destination as well, isn't it? So, and out there, they expect a certain level as well. So, but I don't think we celebrate that enough in this country. Having a manicure or a pedicure while you're having your haircut, something for a lot of people, it's something they would never entertain. But I think once they've tried it, you would definitely, like the massage thing. I have a massage now every week. I love it. You know what I mean? Cupping, the whole thing, it's lovely. But I said cupping, not teabagging.
Oh dear. I can't help it when you start going on with some crap like that. Anyway, back in the room, back on Barbers Arms episode 85. I hope you're enjoying it. Great interview there with Andreas from the Fellowship. Now we're going to go over to Malaysia, and it's going to be around about 3:30 a.m. there in Malaysia. So again, showing the international arm of Barbers Arms. This young man I met in 2016, 2017 on my job as, at that point, Wahl European Artistic Director. And he came and he was a bit quiet when he first joined us. And then the next time I saw him on another event, he started to blossom. He's now our Southeast Asia lead educator. He's an amazing barber. But most importantly, he's one of the nicest guys I've ever worked with. I got some great news today when I spoke to him to say he's going to be joining me in Australia in July, and I cannot wait to see his beautiful face and spend some time with him. Without further ado, please welcome on Barbers Arms, the very one, Mr. Kervin Hiew.
Hello, everyone. How is everyone? Hi, Gary. Hi, Simon.
How are you, Kervin? All right?
Yeah, I'm great. I would always it's a good morning right here.
do you know what? When you first come on there, I wouldn't have recognised you. Your headshot that we put out on the program. Yeah. You've had a little trim since that photo.
Oh wow, it's actually been some time because I guess, but that's the only proper photo shoots that we had back 2 years because everything was stopped since then.
So you got a little bit of bleach in there and had a short haircut. So
yeah, definitely. I guess that's how that's how men's grow, right? from a lot of hair, side you grow up a lot.
Well, it's lovely to have you on the show, mate. It's an absolute pleasure. thank you so much for getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, in
no
in
problem.
Malaysia.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure.
When just we always do this with our new guests, you know, and our international guests. Can you just give us a quick bio of yourself for our guests? You know, all our viewers all around the world.
Yeah.
Perhaps don't know you. So if you just introduce yourself and where you are and what you do.
Sure. Hi everyone. My name is Kervin. I'm from Malaysia. I'm the Wahl Education lead educator for Southeast Asia, where I'm a barber myself. I've been in the industry for about like 18 years now, and yeah. So I guess to put it in a short words to describe myself, I'm just a happy-go-lucky person and just die-hard trying person, and I own my own barbershop business for 8 years. No, it's coming for 10 years now.
Nice.
And, yeah. Got 2 beautiful children, a beautiful wife. That's it.
Whereabouts are you based, Kerwin?
Sorry.
Whereabouts are you based in Malaysia?
Sabah, Kota Kinabalu. It's actually we call it Borneo Islands. We are in the same island as Brunei.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Lovely part of the world then.
Yeah, beautiful place. We're surrounded by islands, beaches. Yeah, and because you know the geographics of Malaysia is pretty lucky. Like we are away from all the big storms, all this natural disaster. So it's always like 365 days, like suns and beautiful weather.
Oh, fantastic, mate. Lovely place.
You're making us jealous, Kervin, because you've been over to the UK with me a few times. And even when it's been in the summertime, you've always been cold.
Yeah.
Sometimes we meet in America in December. I mean, the time we were in America... In January, sorry. I think that time we were over at Charlotte and the weather was okay, actually. It wasn't as cold as what it was in the UK. It's a bit nicer, but whenever I've been over to Malaysia, it's always steaming hot. So I think we're going to get nice weather in Brisbane. I think the weather's going to be nice for us when we're over in Brisbane.
Definitely looking forward to that.
So,
at least it's like I don't have to bring like big coats, you know.
We're going to ask you some career questions and then we'll finish off with some quick fire questions so our audience gets to know you a little bit better. But my first question to you is, before COVID and, you know, knowing your job, you do travel quite extensively, a lot across the Southeast Asia area. We've worked together in numerous countries together. But when you travel, what's the 3 items you cannot travel without? What's the 3 items that's a must for the suitcase?
I guess it's always gonna be go for my digital stuff, like the laptops for sure, the power banks, the charging dock, and we gotta. I mean, you have to survive, right? Especially when you're outside alone traveling, and you have nobody to speak to. I guess to connect you with all the friends and the families, to report where are you right now, to make sure everyone's feel safe during your travels. Like even though they're not next to you, they have to feel that you are safe, and then they feel safe.
So everything would be on a power side of it, like your laptop, your chargers, your electrical bits.
I guess most. I mean, if I can travel without clothes, we can buy the clothes anytime, right? And I guess that pretty much important for me. And I guess that's it. Because in my backpack, Sai, you know me, right? My hilarious stories of activated the fire alarm in Heathrow Airport. So I even got my hot pot with me during my travel, my instant hot pot. So, yeah. Snacks bars, get food. Yeah.
You know when you travel a lot, you get used to your little habits. You get used to the way you do things, and the way you travel yourself. Simon, what do you always take?
A lot of shoes.
What couldn't you do without?
Yeah. Well, I take ridiculous amounts of shoes with me. If I'm there for a week, I've probably got like 6 pairs of different shoes and trainers and sliders with me. But similar to Kervin, things to like, work things, iPads, laptops, charging stations. And then for me, I think some of the things that I have to is like, believe it or not, I have to travel with like painkillers, contact lenses, because without those, I'll not be able to function neither. So those are a couple of things that when I've got my power side of it in, like Kevin said, if your case gets lost, which it's happened to all of us with the extensive traveling. I remember last time in America, I think you were there. We got there and my case didn't come for about 2 days, and you just that night just went out and did a bit of shopping.
Right.
But I got my phones with me. I kept my iPad with me. Those things, I always keep tablets with me and contact lenses to travel, that if my case did get lost, I've got enough for the week's supply. What about you, Gary?
Earphones, wet wipes and pear drops in that order.
Well,
fair enough.
Hey, listen, Kervin, I just spent a week with him in Dubai, so I ate all his sweets that he fetched with him. So he fetched lots of licorice, pear drops. He did have wet wipes, and he did go to sleep with his headphones on with Elvis, with Elvis blasting out of his ears. Kervin, my next question to you would be, I've watched you develop and grow into an amazing educator, but also a very organised guy. But also I've watched your barbershop as well, how you've extensively grown that. And, 10 years in business as well, it's been really good, especially after the last 2 years. But if you've got a chance to open a barbershop tomorrow, anywhere in the world where you've travelled, where would you open your barbershop?
Wow, that's a tricky question, because it's either you choose fortune or it's either you choose life itself, right? So for me, if I always people ask me, if you choose one place to migrate to, which country you go to, right? I guess I'll pick, for lifestyle wise and the environments, and not too kind of like huge jump out from my own culture, I guess I'll be opening my shop in Taiwan.
In Taiwan?
Yeah. Because of that, the easygoing people, since, I'm a Chinese, so we can communicate, so we can live through the cities, no problem. So, and yeah, the demographics, when it's come to winter, is, the season is still all right. So I guess I'll be going to Taiwan because of nice food, people, and the environment as well. Easy blending. Yeah.
Do you know? I don't want to bring the message down. I was supposed to be working in Shanghai at the moment. I should have been working in China at the moment. And obviously the troubles in China at the moment with COVID. How is things in Asia at the moment as a whole? Is COVID still having an impact, or has it all calmed down a little bit? I mean, we hear very limited stories from coming out of Southeast Asia, especially China. But we had a show cancelled in Shanghai. We should have been there for 2 or 3 weeks, and that's not happening now. They said it might happen towards the end of the year. I'm not so sure. So what do you think's the situation there at the moment?
Well, I guess Southeast Asia or Asia right now is the most strict country is still Taiwan, China, and they all. So the other old country like Malaysia and Singapore especially, it's pretty much everyone just live with it. You just have to accept the facts that we're done. We're done with 2 years of staying down, of doing nothing and not progress in many ways. So for us right now, everyone just live with it right now. Just live with it. It's it's a bad thing when you caught the flu, you got a fever, so you just need a rest. That's it. So, and then for the governments, what they try to do is really to push the vaccination rates up to the safe standards of bar. That makes sense. Yeah.
I mean, Singapore and that area, they had it really rough, didn't they? They were locked down for a long time. Even they've only come back just recently, haven't they, with the bars and restaurants and public places. So it's been a tough time for everybody, I think, in that area.
Yeah, and I believe it's actually everywhere. Everyone is actually having a tough time, not just in here, but everyone is affected. Yeah.
Well, where we're going to in Australia, I mean, you couldn't even travel from state to state, so they've had it really bad in terms of lockdown. But hey, look, you know, we wish all the best to everybody in China, our friends out there in Ningbo, and also Anna Elliott, one of our team members out there. We wish you're all well, and we hope you're all safe, and we hope that we can pass that quickly and get back to some normality over there as well. Kervin, now you're back to normal. We've been speaking about it here in the UK. It's very busy. Everybody's travelling. We're getting back to some normality. We've been to Stirling. We've had a bit of Chicken George. Coming over to Australia to see you. Without giving the cliche, what do you want to do in the next 5 years? How does the next 12 months look for you? How's the 12 months look for you? What's your plans, your vision for the next 12 months?
Well, if we begin from what to pick up on the, you know, since 2019, what to pick up back once when we already get back to the momentum of like the previous lifestyles or in the business part. I guess we'll be just very much focused to put everything back into track, if that makes sense, because, you know, it's been 2 years. It's been good 2 years as well. We've been trying to catch the whole demographic of like, how do you live post pandemics, right? After the 2 years of lockdowns, on and off, especially for Malaysia, we have like a 3 months lockdown, and then you get back to the society and run your business for another good 2 months, and then they lock you down again, and then you run for 2 months again, and then they lock you down again for a month. So the whole structure of the not just the business but lifestyle as well is like changing. So right now, I guess for the next 12 months, it's like very much focused on to put everything back on track and to create new opportunity as well at the same time, because since we're going back to normal days, I guess it's the best time to strike right now, since the balls has already bounced to the lowest point of the whole situations, and I guess it's time to bounce back.
With your barbershop, Kervin, how many staff do you have there, and are you as busy now as you were pre-pandemic? Has it changed your business plan at the moment or not?
We quite make a big shift actually for after these 2 years, where previously we only focused on men's business, but now we extended our business to the first floor. So we have a whole building. We are renting a building right now, where we are actually included like more services into the business, where we are doing colorings, treatments, and all chemical works. So I guess it, as I say, it's not just like impacts or affected the business, but it's actually like the previous conversation with Andreas, actually we did mention as well that you're just gonna shift and to improvise the situations. So right now I think that's because with my travel as well, we have like 6 barbers now and 2 assistants in the shop. So it's close to 9 or 10 person in the business right now, including we have a guy in the office working on like social media content and everything. Because since I'm a barber myself and I'm the educator for Southeast Asia, to really put on the efforts into the whole business is challenging. It's definitely challenging. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be calling on your help when we get out to Australia, because we've got a brand new team-ish out there. Been
excited for that, yeah.
February, March time, and we had some really late night calls to interview with Amanda. and Steph. I don't know if you've met Stephanie yet.
Not in the real person yet. Yeah,
you'll meet her live in Australia, but I'm really looking forward to spending some time with you as well. I mean, there's a great call today when you said to me you're coming to Australia, because it's nice drinking partner as well, Gaz. Kervin likes a drink. We have a drink together.
Asian crowds.
Do it. I mean, he knows I'm not a big drinker, so he can normally bring me under the table. I remember once we went out for a Saturday afternoon stroll and we stopped in about 5 or 7 bars. And we had a nice afternoon there walking around and having a few beers, but I can't wait to spend some time with you. Kervin, look, it's been, been wanting to get you on here. The time's right now. We can't wait to get you back out in the field and get you back traveling again globally, because, Kervin came out to Salon International a few years ago as well. I think you've been a couple of times into Salon International. He's a great ambassador for the brand. We're very privileged and honoured to have him in our fold as well. And as I say, for the next 12 months, I can help. I've got some great ideas that I've been working on in the UK, so I want to share them with you when we get together. And maybe I'll tell you what, guys, and everybody who's listening, one thing that I get when I work with these guys is that they come up with some great ideas. And Kevin's been working with a project called the Fade Forward. And it's amazing some of the work he's done with underprivileged people and getting them on scholarships and training them up. And when he presented that to us globally in January, everyone was like, wow, this is a great project that he's worked on, and he put it together. But then again, with Gary Tan over in Ningbo as well, the competitions that they're running to be part of your team, all of that looks so exciting and so interesting that, we need to, not to copy as the word, but we need to take some inspiration from that and say, hey, look, these guys are doing some amazing stuff. So I can't wait to share some good practices with you, mate.
Looking forward to that, sir.
Do you know, has it affected your travel at the moment, Kervin? I know you're going to Australia. Is that your first trip, or have you been traveling?
No, my first trip is actually to travel to Singapore, where it's our regional office, Southeast Asia regional office in Singapore. Back in April, and that's my first travel after 2 years. And my answers of everyone's asking me, how's the travel after 2 years, right? I would say, back to the past and by the future. It's just like everything just get back, continue your life from 2019. But the mentality and the experience, the whole experience thing is just like, wait, we are 2 years ahead, but we are going back to 2019. And that's the only strange feeling that I have, where, wow, things that you've been not doing for 2 years, and then you got back to things that you've been doing for so many years. We've been traveling at least once a month or twice a month previously. So, and then you stop straight away, and then you got back into it. It seems awkward, but everything's still family. Yeah.
Guys, you'd love to be with Kervin, because when we all go out as an international group, he's straight with the English guys. He's with us all the time. He's like an adopted European guy. He's with us all the time. So when John's been over from Savills and stuff, we've all hung out together. But he's just like a breath of fresh air being with us. Really good.
I guess that's the perks of being an Asian, and especially of you're living in Malaysia. It's the multi-cultures and multi-race country. So I guess we just have that multi-channels of changing the frequencies into anything.
Your English is very, very good, sir. I will admit it. It's a credit.
Thank you. Yeah, I think for that part, I guess we just grow and learn from the whole progress of working, especially working in such great company now. I mean, back in the days, you can tell how broken it is. Our English is.
It's very good, and I always commend you on we're very, very, very idle. English people are very idle in learning new languages, because we expect everybody, but it makes our job a whole lot easier. I'll tell you.
Well, He says he's multicultural. I can remember being in Charlotte with him, and after a few beers, we had to traipse up and down roads to find somewhere that served noodles, if you remember. So we had noodles for kind of brunchish. We got out quite early because of the time difference. We were wide awake. We're out having beers at 11 o'clock, and we went and had some. We went into that park, like a soup bowl with noodles, and it was gorgeous. Anyway, we're going to finish off some quick fire questions for you, Kervin, so all our audience globally can find out a little bit more personality about you as well. So here we go with the quick fire questions. Do you like tea or coffee?
Tea.
The cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Night in or night out?
I guess night in right now for this stage of life.
You're showing your age. You're showing your age, young man.
Well, it's a progress, man. It's a progress.
Well, I'll be asking you that question in Australia. In tonight or out tonight? See what you say.
That's different.
What scares you?
That's different. Sorry?
What scares you?
What scares me? What scares me? When somebody keep calling me, it's like, like when you're not picking it up, but it just keep calling and calling. That scares me. Is that anything bad happens?
Multiple telephone calls.
Yeah, multiple telephone calls.
Tell me, what's your hobby?
My hobby? Drinking.
I like it.
That's me, right? That's me. You know me well, Si.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
Favorite movie of all time? I can't deny that I'm growing up watching Stephen Chow's movies. If you guys know who is it, Stephen Chow.
Stephen
No
Chow.
ideas. It's a comedian. It's comedian where we grow up like watching. Even though it's like 20 years movie, we still watching it and we still laugh over it. It's just like the Mr. Bean it's not Mr. Bean kind of type, but it's comedians like making fun movie.
Get you. Yeah. Well, look, mate, thank you to getting up at 3:30 a.m. I knew this morning that was going to be a tall order. Our producers, so he's up early as well. And Kervin, it's been great to have you. Great to see you virtually.
Great pleasure.
14th of July, I will be on a flight to Dubai and then out to Brisbane. I'll be seeing you there. I'm going to be out there for at least 7 or 8 days, and we'll be able to catch up.
There.
Looking forward to it, brother.
Looking forward. Thanks, everyone. Thank you for having me tonight. It's a great pleasure to be able to speak to Gary, and looking forward to meet you, Si.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Gary.
Cheers, Kerwin.
No problem. Cheers, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. You've been having cheeky shots while we've been talking. I've just seen some notes on the feed saying cheeky shot, Gaz. Something wrong with you.
Yeah, well, when I'm not doing anything, I don't smoke, do I? So I have to do something with my hands.
Neither have I been smoking while I've been working. I'm just like, I don't need to be cheeky. Oh yeah, we'll have a shot instead of a fag. I think it might be better for your health if you have 2 fags a night than 17 shots. I don't know. It's just law of averages, maths. Just building up. Hey.
Well, look, doesn't make you a bad person.
No. It's great that Kervin shares the same hobby as you as well, which is drinking, which is really good. You'd absolutely love his company, by the way, because he's nice and quiet. Whenever he's getting slightly loosened off, that's when Kervin takes over. Then he takes you to some wild clubs and really gets you into a proper mess.
Well, that's the kind of partner I need when I'm away, instead of driving Miss Daisy.
Yeah, listen. I told you it's the expectation. I told you that I'm not a big drink. I like a tea time bar. I like an afternoon drink. You know.
No. Calm down. It's all right.
If I'm a power drinker between 4:30 p.m. through till about 7 p.m. I'll drink your drink for drink-ish. And after that, But I love the first night we were all there, guys. I'm just going to share this one before we start to wrap up on episode 85. We're on the first night. We haven't seen Trev for a couple of years. Trev meets up with us. We do some filming. We get back to the hotel. It's beautiful. We sat around the pool area. Sun's gone in, but we're having buckets of beers fetched to us. And after about 4 buckets of beers, which there's 6 beers in each bucket, so that's 2 each, we decided to get changed, and we've got this little executive bar area that you've got drinks between 6 and 8 and a bit of food. So I've got to tell you all, at 8:05, as the bar's finishing, these two are like, "Yep, well, where we're gonna go?" And I'm like, "Oh, guys, if you don't mind, I'm gonna have an early one tonight. I've got, we've got a big week and we've got brunch on Saturday. I'm just gonna take it nice and steady." And after a few choice words, which were, "Come on, you've got to come out, you've got to come out." Peer pressure, guys. I actually give in. And I'm like, "All right, then, give me 2 minutes." There weren't much persuading. Glad rags on, and out we went. Very nice evening it was.
I was just going to say, yeah, I think we'll leave it there. We had plenty to drink, and it was a very nice sociable evening. Can I just say as well, it was lovely to see all the people that we haven't seen for a long time. Our producer and friend, very good friend and colleague, Mr. Trevor Stud. He was absolutely whacked by the end of the tour. I think he did a month away altogether. Met us on the homeward leg, and he was great company, and it was just great meeting up with everybody. There was a bit of normality. We hadn't travelled. We hadn't been anywhere together. It was just a great week of
to each other. We've been abroad a lot, but I think together in same areas. But there's just a nice, relaxed atmosphere. There were no kind of like, we've got to do. Everybody just felt kind of relaxed. We did his work, and then we get ball kick as well afterwards, and it was just nice to catch up with people that we hadn't seen for a long time. And some beautiful restaurants and bars we went to, and the brunch up on Pier 7, everything was superb. I don't want to make everybody feel jealous. I'm back there in July, stopping off on my way back from Australia for a few days. It would be rude not to, if I'm honest.
And meeting Jack and Sunil and all these friends that we made over the years in Dubai as well. They looked after us, and it was a pleasure to see them.
I looked at it today, guys, and I fly back, I think, on the Thursday from Australia, and you go back through Dubai, and I'm like, do I really want that 2 hours stay over in Dubai and then back on a flight to London? And I'm like, do you know what? I'm just looked at it and think, get there back on the Friday afternoon, I think it is, in Dubai. I might as well stay and fly back Sunday. Because it's quite a heavy schedule. 2 hours, 2 days travelling to Australia. I think I've got a day off on the Saturday. Me and Kervin start work on the Sunday, straight through till the Wednesday night, and then fly back Thursday. So I'm going to try and stop off and see Jack and the guys over in Dubai for a couple of days, just to get my legs back and see how it feels.
It's a long way, that one is. That I've done that a few times, and going straight through to Australia is a long way. It's an absolute shocker, that is. 23 hours or something like that. It's a big flight. You'll want it. You need that stopover. I didn't, because I needed to get back to work and different things. And so I flew straight there and I flew straight back, and it's a killer, man. Absolutely.
It's the weekend that I'm dropping back in. So it's the Friday night and I'm getting back in. Friday afternoon, I get back to Dubai. So I'm just like, I'm not going to have 2 hours, then fly back again another 7 hours after a 11-hour flight or whatever it is from Brisbane to Dubai. So I made a decision today to kind of like, I'm going to stay over there for a nice long weekend, get some sun, see how it is. Guys, great to be back.
The next trip we need to do a Spanish one. We'll do a Spanish. We'll go over and see. I don't know if you've seen it, and I hope Gary and Maria are watching. Gary's officially retired out to Nerja in Spain, and now he's working again. Have you seen him?
Saw a picture of him, and I saw a post of him the other day. Guys, if you're watching, you look fantastic. The beard's whiter than ever. The tan is golden. You're looking lush. But there's been no sight of Mary, so God knows what you've done with her. She's not under patio, is she?
No, she's working on the lettings, isn't she? We're going to see him. I don't know if it's a month or 6 weeks, something like that. I'm letting the cat out of the bag. I was going to drop on him, as a surprise, but we're definitely going to go down and see him because they're not far from us. So we're going
nice. Well, we definitely have to get a Spanish trip booked in, Gary, later this year when it calms down a little bit. I think September's good for me-ish. Jesus, it's such a busy time at the minute. Guys, thanks for coming back. I hope you've enjoyed episode 85. We've loved it. It's flown this hour and a half that we've been on. Thanks for all your support over the last 2 years as we're now getting up to 2022. We'll see our 100th episode. We'll break into the 100 mark, which I don't know if any other podcast in Hairdressing or Barbering's gone over 100 episodes, but we're going to hit that landmark this year. Next week coming up, you've got mine and Gary's Dubai trip that's going to be all on. It's good laugh. Have a look and we'll be commentating over that, and we'll be in the arms next Friday evening for episode 86 on the 27th of May. I hope the weather changes for everybody wherever you are this weekend. We've had a few nice weekends, but not looking very good in Yorkshire. But spirits have got to be high. We've got everything positive around us. And so I wish you all a very fantastic weekend. And we'll see you all next week in the Barber's Arms with a Dubai twist to it. Have a great weekend, guys.
And from me, I've got to say, it sticks in my craw because Stoke fan by heart, but they are very, very close to us. I give all the Vale fans the biggest shout. Hope they do it next week in Wembley. We will be back, as Simon said. We'll be interviewing Chris Brown all the way from Chaps in Dubai. And also anybody who's going to, I think it's Barber UK this weekend, isn't it? Anybody who's going to Barber UK, have a great weekend. It's one of the first British shows of the season, so this is the start of the show season as well. Have a great time and have a great weekend. Hope you stay busy, stay safe. We'll see you next week.
Adios, amigos.